I did this tonight, you hear me? This style is A1. You hear me? Nailed it. Nailed it. Huh. Can't nobody see me. Oh, it's a thing. I was getting ready to throw on a wig. Hey family, welcome back to my channel. It Comes Natural, where being you, it should come natural. Thanks again for tuning in to another video. Don't want to hold you guys up. I'm going to jump right into it. So I'm going to be showing you how I create a twist and curl style, in which I am going to jazz it up, style it up to make it fit and make it appropriate for a gala that I will be attending on this weekend. I could have chose to, you know, braid my hair down and throw on one of my wigs, but I said, you know what? I want to rock my natural hair. And show how we can do different styles to kind of spice it up and to get that evening night out look that some of you might be looking for. My hair is already freshly washed and is conditioned. I use the Miche products. I did the Miche moisturizing and cleansing shampoo, and then I deep condition with the moisturizing deep conditioner. Okay, so that's all done. So I'm basically going to go ahead and get to styling. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, this twist and curl will be done on blown out hair. Okay, so I chose blown out hair just because I wanted my hair to have a nice stretch to it. I don't want it to be a whole lot of shrinkage, and I don't want it to have that really tight look. I want it to be really fluffy and bouncy, almost like flexi rod or like wand curls, that type of look, but without the extra heat to it. So like I said, without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump right into it. So in order to prepare my hair to be blown out, what I'm doing first is I'm taking the Miche Lavish leave-in conditioner and I'm just applying that to my hair. And then after I apply that to that section, I'm just going to take my Easy Detangler brush and I'm going to just smooth out my hair, make sure there's no tangles, and that I'm able to work through the leave-in conditioner all the way through the strands of my hair. After I apply the leave-in conditioner, then I'm just going to go in with some oil, and this is mostly olive oil with a few other essential oils like tea tree in it. I'm going to apply that to my hair, and then I'm going to proceed with blow drying. So what the oil does is it not only aids in moisturizing my hair, but it's also acting as a heat protectant. I'm not straightening my hair, of course, but this is a form of heat. So even with blow drying, you want to make sure that you are careful. And as you saw, I'm blow drying my hair on the medium setting, not very high, but not very low, but just enough to give me just enough heat to really work through and blow out my hair. So after I blow dry each section, I just went back in with a little bit more oil, because blow drying your hair can, tend to dry it out a little bit. So I just wanted to make sure that I added a little bit more moisture back into it. And then I just simply braided that section down just to keep it tucked away as I worked on the other sections. so let's begin styling. So what I do is I take the hydrating twisting butter and I rake it through my hair, and then I begin to 2-strand twist my hair starting at the roots, and I work my hair all the way down. I go all the way to the end and I leave just a little bit out. I will smooth out the ends with either a brush or my fingers, and I begin to wrap the hair starting at the end, and then I roll up at an angle and I kind of do a little twirl at the end and secure the perm rod. As you can see, I don't go all the way up with the perm rod because, as I mentioned earlier, I'm going for a more stretched look, so I don't want a tight curl, just enough to give me that nice curl and bounce to the end of my hair, because of course my roots are twisted down. So just to show you again, I twist all the way down to the end. I leave a little bit out. I may reapply some product again because the ends are very important. So you want to make sure that that is smoothed out as much as it can be, using a product or brushing it out. And then I just secure the perm rod at the end. And that's pretty much it. Alright, so to take down my style, as you can see, I've already started taking down some of the perm rods already. I had to go to work, of course, this day. It was a Friday, and I didn't want to take out the whole style. So what I did was I just took out the front and I wore a turban cap thingy, whatever you want to call it, to cover up the back, and I just had the front out and exposed, but I have not yet begun to separate. So taking the perm rods out, it's pretty self-explanatory, or I guess it's easy for you to follow with the video. You want to make sure that you take your time. This video is sped up, of course, a little bit, but for the most part I'm taking my time, making sure that I'm not snagging. And then what I do is I go in and I put some oil on my hands and I begin to separate each curl. And as you are separating, you can begin to twirl the ends of the hair at the end. But make sure that you are twirling the hair in the same direction that the curl falls, and you're not like going against the grain. You'll be able to better see what I'm talking about, like, yep, right here. So what I'm doing is, as I'm separating each twist even more, I'm just going through and twirling with my hands to kind of just make that curl pop. You can separate as much as you would like to. Of course, the more you separate, the bigger it's going to be. The less you separate, the less bigger it's going to be. So I'm going for a nice and fluffy style. So I try to separate as much as I could without creating a whole lot of frizz. The oil is going to help minimize the frizz, but at the same time, sometimes you can't really avoid the frizz, so you just have to embrace it. But yep, that's pretty much it. So now that I'm all done separating, of course you can wear the style all down like this, but because I was going to a formal event, I wanted to add just a little extra to the style. So I'm using this edge control here and I'm just creating a side swoop. So I'm applying the edge control and I will smooth it down with a brush. This edge control was pretty good, but I did notice that when you apply a lot of it, it can tend to cake up, and it turned white within a few days, so that was a little disappointing, but it did last me through the entire night.
Take care about the kids. Pour some more. She worrisome. Worrisome. Get this. But cute though.
So after I applied the bobby pins to pin it down, I'm going to go in with these cute little bedazzled pins, and I'm going to just stick them and secure them down so I can again create that nice little side swoop.
I did this tonight, you hear me? This style is A1, you hear me? Nailed it. Nailed it. Huh. Can't nobody see me. Oh, and to think I was getting ready to throw on a wig.